Infiltrating the Dominion won't be easy with the...
No. His Radiance has lost one capital already. We can be sure Sylvester will do everything in his power to hold on to Twinside. His troops are well-trained and increasingly battle-hardened. But it's not as if we can wait for the siege to end. More refugees.
And they're all making for the Crystalline Dominion.
Because they don't know how to live without the Crystal's blessing.
There are no crystals here.
This is where we're supposed to meet Goots, isn't it?
That's right. He said he'd wait for us here after replenishing his supplies. I dare say he'll have finished by now.
That's that then.
Hurry, man. I must leave for the Dominion post haste.
Bloody crews and caravans, scooping up all the best customers. Leave some for the rest of us.
What are you looking for? You're welcome anytime.
Out of my sight, wretch!
Wonders from across the water. Come one, come all. Feast your eyes. Good sir, can I interest you in...
How much? For a measly crust of bread?
You won't find any cheaper. Not nowadays. But you're more than welcome to look.
The Empire's unlawful and illegitimate occupation of the Crystalline Dominion is still in effect. Only those whose business in Twinside has been officially approved by the Republican Army will be permitted to cross the border. All who seek entry are to form a line and ready their documents for inspection.
It looks like we aren't the only ones who are eager to leave.
And they're checking everyone.
Can't you make an
Not for the likes of you.
We won't get through without that pass. Let's go and find Good, shall we? He must be around here somewhere.
Fisted swine.
You should come with me to the Dominion. Life will be different there.
Go and bother someone else, will you? I've got my trader's pass and I'll be leaving as soon as I'm able. If I stay here much longer,
Have you got a trader's pass? No? Then fuck off.
Come, taste my peaches! They're sweet as nectar!
I'll take the large one.
An excellent choice, my lord.
Oh, good. They...
Clive, I'm so sorry, don't...
Slow down, Goots. Just tell us what happened.
It's me trader's pass. It's gone. We cannot ride the caravan without it. We won't even be able to get through the flipping checkpoint.
Do you remember when you last saw it?
It was in my pocket a minute ago. Then a bairn bumped into me and... Yeah. You don't think that they might have nicked it, do you?
It wouldn't surprise me. A busy market like this is prime territory for pickpockets.
So, to get the pass back, we need to find this child. Where would we even start?
I know no one.
Where do we find her?
She's the owner of the Crimson...
No time like the present.
You two go on ahead. I'm gonna check the rest of me stuff, make sure no one else...
All right.
Did you hear about the Empire's Black Shields?
Go to the Crimson Caravans and ask for the owner. It's the place with the red...
Let's keep an eye out for this red chocobo, then.
And the other on our purses.
Did you hear about the Empire's Black Shields? Apparently they've been going around Imperial lands stringing up bearers.
What a waste!
The caravan stops next.
Juicy pears!
Show them your trader's
Take your
pass.
purse without a crystal.
Looking to hire a coach? It's 10 million for a two-birder to the Crystalline Dominion. Take it or leave it.
Oh, we're not here for that.
Then I bid you good day.
Oh, wait! Don't go, El! He's me mate.
As I live and breathe. Goots, what are you doing back in Bocklad? I gather Lady Karen didn't send you. So what trouble have you got yourself into this time?
It's me trader's pass. It got stolen. By a little bairn.
Of all the... You're the size of a marble. Honestly. Ugh.
Goots told us that you know the markets well. Might you have an idea which little bairn could have done this?
We don't intend to punish them. We just need our pass back. Then, we can be on our way.
I see. So neither of you has a trader's pass either. Not that anyone would take you for traders, but I suppose that's why you came to me, correct? Now, I can't say for sure who took your pass, but I suspect I know why they did it. Let me explain. Ever since the Fist marched on the Dominion, the Republic has been clamping down on any commerce that might aid the Empire more than it does us. Which means traders' passes have gone from being merely a way of easing one's progress to being essential if one wishes to cross the border at all. And with demand outstripping supply, they've become a precious commodity, leading some to seek to acquire them by less than legitimate means.
So the children are stealing passes to sell on the black market?
Yes, and no. Passes are inscribed with the names of their owners, and yet none of the victims' names have appeared on the register of those passing through the checkpoint.
Which means?
That someone is doctoring the stolen passes. The same someone who is encouraging the children to steal them. And the same someone who has Goots's pass, no doubt. Whoever they are, they're ruining the livelihoods of honest merchants, which is why we've decided to take a stand. Will you stand with us? You want to get your pass back, and we want to ensure that no more are stolen. Catch whoever's behind it all, and two birds shall be slain with a single stone.
Is there any other way of getting to the Crystalline Dominion, Goots?
They won't let you in if you're not with the caravan. It's that, I don't know, try swimming across the strait. But the guards will definitely spot you if you try and do that. Like, we don't want to get spotted, right?
So either we find the people who took the pass, or give up all hope of entering the Dominion.
All right. We'll help.
Thank you kindly. But I... Don't know your name. Eloise.
Clive.
A pleasure doing business with you. The proprietor of the furniture makers by the coach stop is spearheading this. I suggest that you speak with him first.
The furniture maker. Come on. Faster! can walk from here. Greetings, Your Majesty. Your reign is over. Now to collect the ash. I should probably have brought a bucket. This looks like the stuff. Let's see if there's any more. That should do it. The wine needs more than this.
All right there, Sid? How's that hunt for the bomb ash going?
I have it here.
That's the stuff. And plenty of it, too. You're a gent, Sid. Right then. Let's get... There we have it. The Telemon Alembic. And it works just like the chief said it would.
Very impressive.
Says the man who cut down a burning boulder. Speaking of which, I still haven't returned the favor.
There's no need. The good it will do for the hideaway is reward enough.
Don't be silly. Why don't you let me take a look at that bag of yours? The one you keep your potions in. Reckon I could work some magic on that.
What kind of magic?
Well, we happen to have isolated a substance in our test run of the Alembic that I reckon will make even the toughest leather supple as anything. Thought we might use it to breathe new life into old boots and the like. Save the hideaway a few gil. Ah, I reckon if we slap a bit on your bag, it'll loosen it up enough for you to squeeze in a bottle or two more.
Well, it can't hurt to try, I suppose.
That's the spirit. Leave it with me. I'll only be a mo. Well, what do you reckon?
It certainly feels more flexible.
Right? Told you.
Thank you. I think.
No. Thank you for supporting Mid and the rest of us in our endeavours. Without you, we'd never have been able to discover wonders like that stuff I rubbed on your bag. And I'm telling you, there's plenty more where that came from. That leather loosener was only the first of the discoveries the Alembic gonna help us make.
I think Mid might be... Help, tidy up.
Clive.
That's why I'm here.
Shh. Oh, don't make me... A little. Listen. I've some bad news. It turns out the Hideaway may be slightly behind in its payment to certain lenders. And it may be my fault. But I swear to the goddess, I thought I had the numbers square. Sadly, that square turned out to be more of a circle. 0, you might say. I can straighten it out, I swear, but I'm gonna need help keeping it from...
Bit late for that.
There you are! What a surprise.
So let me get this straight. You forget, and instead of coming straight to me, you get Clive to come to you. The man in charge of the place you've been cheerfully trying to bankrupt. Well?
Oh, just Martha. And the dame.
We owe 3 of our most trusted friends 5...
Each. 5 million. They lent us the bulk of the money we used to rebuild the Hideaway, you see, and, well, I must have made some sort of oversight.
We have that much to hand? I can always ask my uncle.
No, we don't. And no, you won't. We've lightened Lord after the king's ransom we had off him. He deserves better than to see our begging bowl. Besides, we'll need to learn to stand on our own.
All right. But that doesn't mean you have to shoulder the burden yourself. Is there anything I can do to help?
There might be. How'd you fancy taking these to Martha?
Rocks.
Rocks, he says. Worth 1,000 talent. A little something Sid and I set aside for, and I reckon 15 million in overdue debt probably qualifies. I just hope...
I'm sure there will be.
But you know how it is with this place. Orders to bark, arses to...
I know. Which is why I don't mind going in your place.
Go. Do you know why I only gave Master Clive here 2 star rubies?
Because
You'd rather Lady Karen killed me.
Because I'd rather Lady Karen killed you. Yes.
Well...
Don't worry.
Really?
No.
Oh, I wasn't expecting you back so soon. Your benefactors are a generous lot. Here you are.
Come again. I may have more for you.
They told me she was building a ship. I don't know where Sid gets the energy.
I got your note. You think something's wrong with Torgal?
So you can read. But I didn't say how we're wrong with him. I said something weren't right. He used to love cracking the bones from Molly's boiled brown, but now he won't so much as look at him. Didn't like him. Which is why I'm of a mind that his mind's on something else. You've not been...
No harder than usual. Is that it, boy? Do you need a rest?
What was it he said he was?
That's what the lawsman seems to think.
Then maybe this all has something to do with...
I suppose things have been different since Rosalith. Perhaps Hippocrates knows something.
Instead of everything. Yeah. Well, don't just stand there gawping. I don't claim to know much about Frostwolves, but Go on, then. Finished, are you?
Blackthorn.
Not really.
This won't take long. I just wanted to ask how you're getting on. August was worried about that you might still be doubting your craft. Even after learning the trick of that, perhaps sharing your thoughts might have...
That bastard's like a dog with a bone. Still, you've got a keen eye, I'll give. It's just, well... Karen showed me something. Something I've never seen before.
And that was?
A sword. An odd-looking thing with a single-edged blade. The metal itself wasn't anything to write home about, but fuck me. The edge on it. You could slice a man clean in two with a weapon like that, and he'd be halfway home before he even realised he'd been cut.
So that's what's troubling you?
Nah. Not troubling me exactly. More distracting. Can't stop thinking, how do you get an edge that sharp? It's driving me mad.
And if you knew how to do it, we could arm the curse breakers with even better blades.
That's about the size of it, yeah.
I'll see what I can find out. Sharper swords are always welcome. And we can't have our master blacksmith.
You're a soft touch, you know that. But I can't say I'm not grateful for it.
Thank you. Let's see what count. You're looking well.
What do you want?
I want to know about the sword you showed Blackthorn.
Running around after him again, are you?
I suppose I am, yes.
Little wonder, I suppose. There's not many like that make it as far as the twins, and those that do go straight into private collections. Which made it nice and easy finding a buyer.
Can you tell me who bought it? Where is it now?
You think I tell people who... Suppose you're not likely to go. Fine. If you... Lord Ignac's the man you want. Dalmekian bloke. And he's got more money than sense, which is why he's one of my... Reckon he'll still be at the inn in Dalamil, where...
Thank you, Karen.
Oh. And he's...
I appreciate the... Oarsman.
He isn't ill, is he?
I don't think so. But according to Lady, she says he's hardly been touching his bones of late, and she believes it may...
I rather think she might be... All canids are instinctively inclined to crack open, and I see no reason why a frost wolf should be any different. Accordingly, I suspect if we assume that his newfound magics require... It may well be that the Bones Lady Karen is accustomed. Frost wolves, after all, habitually prey upon far larger animals. As to where one might find a suitable substitute...
I don't recall ever seeing...
And little wonder. The oldest and the last...
Even so.
Good hunting, Clive.
People take notice of wealthy men. Shouldn't be too hard to track down Karen's collector.
They're saying Drake's fan is gone.
Here. You. Listen. I've got this theory.
Back again, are you?
It could have just
Any
been
more
a
trouble
tremor.
and you'll be barred.
Welcome. If you're hoping for a bed, I'm afraid you'll have to look elsewhere. One of our wealthy patrons has purchased the use of it.
My reputation will be ruined! Ruined!
Calm yourself, Lord Ignac, I beg of you, before you do yourself a mischief.
Pardon the intrusion, but...
Out! Get out! I paid for these rooms so I wouldn't be disturbed. Leave me be!
Please, allow me to apologize. His lordship is going through a difficult time.
Radim!
Very good, Lord. Would you mind stepping out?
I'm sorry if I've caused you any trouble.
That? No. That's just how his lordship is. Though the morning's events have left him somewhat fractious. He has been dispossessed of his luggage, you see. The thieves also made away with a considerable amount.
I don't suppose a certain blade was among the stolen items. A single-edged sword. It was purchased from a merchant friend of mine.
Ah, you know Lady Karen. Yes, I'm afraid it was.
Then I'll retrieve Lord Ignac's luggage. But I have one condition.
You have but to state it. You are welcome to anything that is within my power.
I want an audience with Lord Ignac.
A condition I would be a fool to refuse.
I don't suppose you saw where the thieves went?
I did not, no. Though some every ill...
Then that's where I'm headed.
I shall speak to Lord Ignac.
That will be very...
Farewell.
Come on.
Careful!
got company! Come on, lads, let's tear the bastards' head off!
This must be Ignac's luggage. Nothing seems to be damaged. All right. Let's get it.
I hear I have you to thank for the return of my effect. What shall I call you?
Wyvern.
A formidable. Well, Wyvern. Redeem here tells me...
A few moments of your time.
You're a peculiar fellow.
Master Wyvern was wondering if you could
Oh, true. Karen drove me hard on the price, but I would have sold her It was made in the Outer Isle and is used They believe no combat should ever Each sword is made for that desert.
But how do they hone such...
Why, they use a whetstone, of course. Whetstones, rather. A whole array of them, ranging from the coarse to the fine. 10,000 licks with the sharpening stone, then 10,000 more. But it is the final, a mineral, quite foreign to this great realm of ours. And that is the key. Wyvern, it occurs to me that my little lecture is hardly equal to Sir. Take this, together with my regards, the very stone of which I spoke, far rarer among collectors than even the blade itself, and a far more.
Thank you.
Pardon the intrusion, my lordship. However,
I am locked in bitter competition with the I am one step ahead of the
Are there many other collectors out there?
Too many to count, but only one do I consider, and is a perennial... Farewell, Wyvern, may our paths cross again. Redeem! We mustn't dawdle!
I think his lordship is rather taken with you, Master Wyvern. Coming, my lordship.
Trust Uncle Byron to find such an interesting rival. Now, let's see what Blackthorn makes of this whetstone, shall we? Sorry for the wait, but hopefully you'll agree it was worth it.
You learned something about that sword, then?
I did better than that.
Whetstone?
Yes.
wonder I couldn't get us one hit and all done. Might not be so bad if all you ever fought were duels. Good luck on the battlefield. Your second opponent would be your...
Even so, is there some way it could be used to give...
I think so, yeah. With this whetstone and the right kind of steel, I could probably even make a twin of the blade that rattled me. But there'd be no replacing this little rock once I worn it. I reckon we get a dozen swords from it. Swords that the curse breakers wouldn't know how to wield properly. And, no point trying to copy that thing. Be about as much. But finishing our blades with a whetstone this fine. And what's finer than fallen majestic man? I won't make it.
I'm sure the curse breakers will just...
I'll be working day and night. Hey, thanks, Clive. I owe you one. August 2.
You'll be happy to hear you said that.
And I'll see that my debt to you's paid. You come and find me when you've got the material.
Right. I will.
What do you need? So, what'll it be? Bring me the materials, and I'll think about it. Don't waste my time. You ain't got the stuff. Anything else?
The Empire have dragoons.
Clive!
I wasn't expecting to be here, but it seems we still owe you and though I doubt it's what...
A star, Ruby? It's worth at least twice what you owe me. More if you...
Think of the difference as interest.
Interest? If word got out I charged that much, no one would ever... Anyway, why are you the one here asking me about this? Bit much sending the Lord Marquis out to settle your debts, isn't it?
Something like that. Most days I think he's the only...
Same as always. Back when the place was nothing but a twinkle in the eye of a recently retired Lord Commander, probably knew that without his strong arm and level head, Sid may have been the face of the hideaway. But Otto's all... And when Sid passed away, we were all worried that would be the end of it. That Otto would just give up.
His death was hard on everyone. But it must have...
But he didn't give up, did he? Quite the opposite, in fact. Paul, he was the one who nominated you as Sid's replacement. And rallied the rest around you. I reckon what he saw in Sid... And don't we all? Doesn't hurt that you're half as stubborn and twice as handsome, neither. That, and you keep good...
I suppose I do.
Naught but wild beasts, this end. All their twisted talons and gruesome maws used to turn this thing.
Ready, go? Fly, Ambrosia. No holding back. Well, it's certainly quiet. If I were a giant antelope, it would seem like just the place. I doubt we'll find one bigger than that. You hungry, Torgal? Now, Will it be enough, I wonder? I say that answers my question. Which means we owe the lawsmen our thanks. You're just a big puppy, aren't you? A very big puppy. You think Lady Karen will be relieved to hear you got your appetite back?
I noticed you and Torgal had gone off some... So, Molly's leftovers, that'll teach me for treating... All right, now we know what you're after. I can see about getting some in.
Speaking of which, I brought one for later. Can I leave it with you?
You can, aye. I'm nice like that. In return, you can thank Tomes for me.
I was just on my way to see him.
Ah, Clive, were you able...
We were indeed, lawsman. You pointed...
Very good.
Lady Karen's...
Ah. But that reminds me. After your last visit, do you recall our conversation concerning Lady Jill's role in...
About how she somehow woke the...
Precisely that. A reasonable conclusion, I thought. But one which raised certain questions in my mind. The Fenrir of legend served Shiva and Shiva alone. And while the powers attributed to him are certainly impressive, the records imply they are somewhat different.
What are you suggesting?
That Torgal may be the beneficiary of more than one. Consider that in addition to Lady Jill, he has served as a loyal companion to you, your brother, and even the late Cid. In short, the icons hitherto near at hand, or should I... And that number has only grown as the realm's dominance have fallen to your sword. One can but speculate as to how all...
He has seemed more... fierce.
And if I am not mistaken, he will grow fiercer still. We are...
Oh.
That the Glassgate flood has finally...
Citizens are free to come and go as they please. Checkpoint's open to all. You'll find little beyond Northridge, though. When the throne moves south...
Did you hear?
The gates to heaven.
I want to see you. It's all right.
What am I going to do without Sweetwater and Oil of Talk?
Milady, I come bearing gifts.
Gifts? Oh my.
Otto asked me to give it to you. To settle the Hideaway's debt with the Veil. And to compensate you for the time it took us to do so.
Oh, you disappoint. I thought you might finally be warming to me. Tell Otto he can keep his baubles. I tried to tell him as much the first time around. The man owes me nothing. Nor does my contribution to the restoration effort was made freely and willingly.
You once told me Cid did you a kindness. I'd like to do the same. Please. And for Otto's. For all of us.
It is. Otto is lucky to have you, Clive. I doubt anything could ever replace his son. But you and the others at the Hideaway.
Otto had a son.
Long ago. Yes. And blamed himself for not being able to stop it. I don't know how it happened. Whether there was anything he could have done.
I didn't know.
How could you have? I doubt it. Besides Cid, I've never met a man more keen to bear his sorrows, an ill habit, given that both have always been surrounded by friends desperate.
Go will want to know the stones were delivered. If he's still with us. Goat. So Lady Karen...
Ah, but she was just too stubborn. She threw it right back in my face, in fact, and told me
Karen refused payment.
I hope it wasn't something I said.
I'm sure you were as tactful as ever.
Oh.
Told me she was...
Is that the thing Tomes helped to build?
Lady Carrot, Goad tells me you won. Would you prefer the debt was repaid?
What debt? I don't recall lending any of you. I may have tossed a talent or two in the Hideaways, but those were donations. And you can hardly call it
Of course not. But one good turn deserved. Surely you wouldn't shun the gratitude of a pauper who happened to have become a prince.
Oh, so you're a prince now, are you? Fine. But I'm selling it and taking what I'm owed, then you're getting the rest whether you like it or not. Where'd you even get this? A decent trader might nab 1,000 talents for a star ruby. A canny one, meanwhile, might claim it were nicked from the belt of Cid the Outlaw himself and ask twice as much. Might be I already have a buyer in mind. Might be you even know her. A fine continental maid. You wouldn't mind, would you?
Not at all. Just be sure to tell her that it's always a pleasure doing business.
I hear you ended up delivering all 3 stones. Thanks to this I sometimes wonder what I pay.
Speaking of which,
Oh! So you remember what's owed to you, then? Get your ass behind that disc of yours and don't get up before those legends...
Right away!
I've seen that before.
Yeah. Plenty of times. It was the only goblet Cid ever used. Either out of habit, or because the filthy sod couldn't be bothered to find a clean one.
I knew so little about him.
Like most people.
Martha and the Dame both seem to have fond memories of him.
Huh. I bet they do.
How long did you know Sid before he...
Before he died? 20 summers, give or take. Back in the day, I was a purser on a trade ship, which is where I met him. He bought passage to... I forget where. And having nothing better to do on the long nights, we sat up drinking island rum till the morning bell dragged me back to my duties. Quit my post not long after that, on account of making a fine maiden's belly fat. But me and Sid stayed close, promising we'd one day sail the seas again. That was before fate stepped in and said she was having none of it. The magic woke inside my son soon after his first name day, and there was no hiding his knack.
Couldn't you and your family have...
My family were the ones who summoned the constable, wanted the monster taken away. I couldn't turn my back on him, forget what I felt, and I couldn't for the life of me understand how they could. Luckily, Sid was of the same mind as me. It was him who stood beside me when all I wanted was to tear the whole world down. Him who cried for me when I had no tears left of my own. Him who swore he'd do everything he could to stop it from happening again. And he was true to his word, too. Left the Royal Army once and for all. His ranks, his ribbons, gone. Just like that. Threw away everything he had. All to right a wrong that no one else had the courage to face. I knew then I'd follow that man to the ends of the earth. He was always too clever for his own good, was Sid. Saw the world for what it really was, while the rest of us were content to go along with the lie we were shown. And it can't have been easy, bearing that burden alone. But he didn't let it stop him. He never lost faith in what he believed was right. And that gave us faith in him. Faith he'd steer us true. So I swore to myself that I'd always be right behind him, ready to catch the stubborn sod if ever he should fall. But I couldn't even do that. Ignore me. Just the ramblings of a tired old man. Leave that lot. I'll tidy it up in a bit.
This is Sid's handwriting. Dear Otto.
I may be drunk, but I wanted you to know this place would be fucked without you. Love you, you grumpy old sod.
This note.
Hmm? What about it?
Sid was right. Without you, we'd all be lost.
He should have bloody well said so then. Just once. Before he went. But then Why would he? Him, or anyone. I'd only have told him to piss off. You're wrong, though. Both of you. It was never just me keeping the hideaway afloat. It was all of us. I just shoved people in the right direction. I barely seem to be able to do that anymore.
Would you rather go at the helm?
Well, maybe I've got a few more years left in me.
I'm going to hold you to that, Otto.
Before you go, Sid would have wanted you to have this.
But that's...
This'll do me just fine. Thanks for the ray of sunshine. I'll see if I can't pay you back.
Already have.
Let me carry your goods. I'm cheap.
I'm nasty.